Valentine is coming. Oh, where's your boyfriend? Valentine is coming. Oh, is coming. Coming, coming, coming to us. Coming, coming. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Where's the FA now? Coming, coming. I go.
What is this kind of singing?
Because I just saw my my notes from my Igbo class, and I remember that we learnt Aingao. So therefore, I said to put it in the sing.
That's so.
Oh, FA has entered the building. Valentine is coming. Oh, where's your boyfriend?
Yeah, please test the microphone, please. Thank you.
I don't know why that like I don't know why my mind went to a very wrong place when you said that. I really don't. I really don't know. I really don't
Which
know.
wrong place?
Like
Care
I
to
Like the
shall
elaborate?
Valentine mood.
like I shall like I shall it is a holiday, so let's just glory, 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 ladies. It's Valentine's. Valentine's today.
Valentine's. Oh God. Happy Valentine's, gals.
Happy Valentine's. Even though some people don't celebrate it, but
Yeah, 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 yeah. Proudly don't celebrate it.
like, but, I have a call out in this episode, but let us do intro
Oh
first. Sorry,
God.
sorry,
Uh,
sorry. Hello, this is Olori.
I am Eker.
Occur, okay?
Eker.
Yeah, please. This is Ife, baby girls. Yeah, Valentine's.
Yeah, yeah. You people, I thought you people were foreign. You're going local. If you're going
What you
local,
talking about, Effie? What you talking about? What's really going on?
Taba. No, you didn't get it right. It's Taba. I was lost. I was like, what is she saying? And I was like, Taba.
Shout out to Imo State in the building.
yes.
Ooh, okay.
You're just insulting people.
Okay, my quick call outs, please. Let me just put this beef out. And today we're going for occur. Occur. So occur. Now, you see, the reason why I keep tackling you on this Valentine's Day, right? The reason is this. Let's put this out there for the world to know. It's simple. You're the one that used your own mouth to throw fair shade. And FA, you can bear me witness. You're like, oh, cheesy day of love. I don't do such. It's not for me. If you just keep your energy simple that, oh, okay, yeah, me and mine, we don't really, do that, but that's lovely. But no, you added Maggie, it's cheesy. We don't do it. Why? Every day is love. One thing. That's why
I
I'm
didn't say
tackling
every
you,
day is
Occur.
love. Oh, disclaimer. I never
FA,
agreed to that.
FA,
No,
FA,
I
please put
didn't do that.
mouse.
Put
FA,
mouth.
put
I said that's
mouse.
not my own.
You
I'm
see,
not about
I
every day is
cannot.
love.
I cannot categorically say, but maybe my guy at the top will have the answer. I can't categorically say what I
This is
saw.
like
I'm not about every day is love.
it's not your fault, FA. Really.
My own point is that I do not like this vow stuff. I do not, and I
What did
don't
Valentine
believe.
do to you?
I don't
Thank you.
believe. I don't believe. No, I don't. Valentine not even do anything to me. Oh. I don't even believe that every day is Valentine. If you want to choose 14th to do Valentine, that's okay by me. Don't just come and carry your Valentine and disturb me. Don't come and put
So
heart
if they
all
give you
around.
90 million now, they send 90 million credit alert.
No,
Bow.
that's what I'm saying now. This is the kind of thing I don't like. You people don't understand something. The mean I don't like Valentine doesn't mean that on the 14th of February, if they send me 90 million, I should now return it. For what now?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
a
They
cheesy
are
day of
giving me
love.
gifts. They are giving me gifts. If you want to give me on the 14th, that's just a coincidence. I'll collect it. I don't reject gifts, but I don't celebrate the thing.
Interesting.
I'm not a rejecter of gifts. Oh
Of
God.
course, why would you? Well, I reject gifts if it's something I don't. If it's something, well, it depends on who is giving me the gift. Shall to be
That
honest,
is
but,
it. If
and
it's
also
a
what kind
dodgy
of gift
person.
it is.
So if they are giving you, if a dodgy guy is giving you
2
love,
million is a good one.
yeah.
Look at Tim. It's a good one. Oh God.
But 90 million
Anyway,
is, don't they just like, don't they anyway, I don't know. I'm not a maybe UBA black member and a Zenith Bank premium member. So I don't know. I didn't know that 90 million can just go like that, fiam, and
My
enter the
sister.
account. Ha.
there are levels to this, in it. There are
Yes,
levels
yes,
to it,
yes,
in
yes,
it.
yes.
Okay, so any other call out slash gist before we
Call out slash gist. I would say Victoria Yama. I was such a huge fan. Like, but I think I
mm,
think she needs help because I've been
mm.
seeing things. I think the recent one was with one Sandra woman, and I'm like, this Sandra didn't say
FA
anything. But
put some respect. She's actually EB Franklin's latest baby moms, I believe. So
thank you.
Okay.
let's give her
So
the context, please. Thank you.
Hmm.
So I was like, I don't know. Victoria's response did not match what the woman was saying because what the woman was saying to me makes sense. She's like, look, ladies, whether you're a single mother, kiniko, just make sure that you're working. And, she was like, I have a warehouse here, I have this and that. And then Victoria comes and starts saying that, oh, just know that you're talking to yourself because you're a single mother, people like me that domestic kiniko, that basically it did not make sense because the woman was not putting down single mother. So I'm like, Auntie Vicky, I mean, ancestry, it's not making sense.
Maybe she
So yeah,
wants to
that's my own
enter
thing.
influencer industry. Maybe that's
It
what she's
looks
trying to
like,
go
oh,
Probably.
for.
because I've just recently noticed that she's like, she pops up with comments everywhere.
Yeah, and the sad
That's
thing
what
is
I've
she
noticed.
studied, I think she's a psychologist, and it's like you actually need help because you have definitely not healed. It's so
No,
obvious.
hold. See, I don't like when we say people study. Please, let's not do that. From what and I'm pulling this from her domestic violence come out a few
Mm,
maybe months or weeks or sorry, years back. It
mm.
seemed like it was taking some classes to or maybe like family counseling kind of a stuff.
Oh,
So I
okay.
won't say that she's medically
Okay, licensed or whatever.
maybe just family family counseling like all this social work. As you get what I'm
Oh,
saying, it's
okay.
different from like I went to med school and I'm a psychologist.
Mm,
Let's just
Right.
get it,
Okay.
right.
oh, okay.
Please, thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, whatever she's going through, she should just calm down. That's my own call
But
out.
to your point, with that education, she's meant to know better than to
Yeah,
communicate the way
better
she's
than
communicating.
exactly because she's always like it's like she's always violent, like she's always fighting. Like I mean, you're not the first person now. Secondly, like well, let me not even go deep into Vicky. I love her, Sha, anyhow, but Auntie Vicky, get help, please.
Mm.
Anyway, so anything from you,
No, I'm just
Eker?
spreading love today.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Please let me
So
just ask a private question, please. I hope
wow.
that you people, the bed in your house is okay, Sha. Nothing is spoiled here.
So
Who are you asking?
sorry,
Who are you
please, can
asking?
you be specific on that question, please?
Don't mind her.
Um, I cannot categorically say, but
Ah, ah,
Wait,
ah.
wait, 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 wait. Okay, since you cannot categorically say who you're asking, Efe, is your own bed
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I
Is
plead the
your bed
fifth, so
okay?
I cannot answer that.
Oh, okay. For those who are celibates, it's okay.
Yes, so all of us that are celibate, virgins, and that. Oh,
And who said it's only bed though? I mean, these days, from what we've seen
exactly.
online,
Not, you
Exactly.
not
know,
that I know,
you
just
know.
from social media. Yeah, like other ways, other
Everywhere,
places can be,
any
car,
space is a space.
couch, kitchen. So anyway, so the gist for today, or the main, let's get it together, ladies. Lekki protests.
Hmm.
So some youths. Let me give the backstory is so after the whole NSAS protest last year, the Lekki Toll Gate, which was one of the headquarters of the protest, was like vandalized in the protest. Or actually, no, I think it was in that October 20th back and forth.
Mm.
The army, or allegedly, I don't know what the Nigerian army is claiming these days, and or let me say security forces and the unarmed protesters, and then that also now led to hoodlums in the following days, I guess, vandalizing different things. So
Yeah.
um the Lagos state government put together a judiciary or like some sort of panel to listen to cases of people who had been affected by police brutality in an attempt to get them justice. Right, because that was the whole point of this whole NSAS movement anyway. So the panel just concluded or was just scrapped or disbanded, and there was no justice. It just seems like we just did the song and that, almost like that NDDC issue.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk.
And I heard
People
Renu
came
steps
for.
down from the panel also.
I think there was
The
some
Renu girl.
concern. Yeah, I think there was some concern about how the panel was. So like it'll not be like your like when they say what happened, your name will not be involved as to as per you were part of people that aided
No.
the
Well.
wrongdoing. So because I know like they also didn't I think Reno and somebody else when they were given sitting allowance, I think for the
Mm,
panel they refused
To
to
collect.
so I think they may have stepped down for integrity issues. But long story short, the
makes
panel
sense.
met, had some sessions. They've even visited the Lekki Toll Gate a few times, and I think, and then nothing came of it, and they got disbanded. And then services were meant to resume at the toll gate, which means that payments will start effective, I think, this
Yeah.
weekend. And so the youths were going to come out to protest, saying that no justice has been served, and then the owners of the
Mm,
toll gate that want to now get their
yeah.
money flowing again, especially because they think the Lucky Toll Gate people were complicit in the attack because
Mm,
they had taken down some cameras or something right
Mm,
before
the shooting.
the shooting happened, or the alleged shooting happened, however we want to phrase it. So yeah. So what do you girls think about just yesterday? I think the first question is like, why do you think people didn't come out? Like even before what happened yesterday, like
yeah.
there were a lot of mixed reactions as to, do we come out again? Do we just stay in our
Yeah.
house? Like what do you think? Why do you think the people just, it wasn't as gingered?
Because
Nigeria.
they went to go and, sorry if they went to go
Yeah.
and carry the whole police with shields, with arms and with
Mm,
everything, and they stationed them there.
yeah.
Fair.
That's one thing. They were ready for war.
Mm.
War with common, normal, ordinary civilians.
Ordinary people,
Yes.
exactly.
That is my, if
Yeah, I
sorry, you
think
can
so.
say what you want to say, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. Like people, I mean, before when they planned the protest, even before they planned it, I think people already knew they were going to like put like police people or soldiers or whatever. Like there were rumors that that place is heavily guarded. So it's like, look, we did this thing on the 20th. I mean, even before 20th, like it was leading up to the 20th where the stuff that eventually happened. But it's like even myself in my house, I'm like, oh, see, people are planning to leave to Canada. So it's like, well, nobody is dying for this thing again. So if you
Mm,
want to go to the toll gate, I mean, good for you. But the morale is low in general. Like there's no trust in the country. There's no trust in the people that are supposed to protect us. So it's like, why would we go there? Anybody can shoot any. I almost saw a video where man, this guy was running like Usain Bolt, and the police did not catch up to him. Like the guy was running, and I'm like who wants to be doing that kind of thing? People, everybody came together before, nothing happened. They set up panel, nothing happened. Like it's the morale is low, like which it shouldn't be, but it's Nigeria. Like people are tired. Like you're trying to
yeah.
think of how you're going to pay your rent, how you're going to pay this, how you now come and be standing to protest. Like, oh, man, I
And
don't
I
know,
think
Shabo.
one thing that I think I also saw is, this saying that they say, when there's a will, there's a way, right? And I
Mm,
say this for the Nigerian government. I think many times we look at our government as a government that isn't organized, that isn't that doesn't think things through,
mm,
right?
Yeah.
But I think what we fail to realize is that they only don't think things through when their interests are not on the line. Even right
mm,
from this whole NIN number thing being linked to
mm,
your phone number, there's already a concern that it was in an attempt to frustrate any
Yeah.
future protests, right?
Mm.
Then we move to the whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency ban, right? And if you
mm,
remember, early on in the October protest, Feminist Co was taking cash in
Yeah.
their
yes.
accounts, but then
Switched.
they blocked their account, or something happened to their account early on. They now had to go into crypto, where people could now fund them via
Mm.
crypto,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and I want to say a good chunk of their funding, at least from the diaspora, came through that crypto
Yeah.
network.
Yeah.
So with this banning, that potentially would have
Bitcoin.
obstructed that same flow of funds
Mm-hmm.
towards any future protests,
Yeah.
right? And then even this whole lockdown order, because that's what they are using to hold some of them now, in that is, which is, to me, I can't argue with that point. Is that you are violating
Yeah.
a
Lockdown.
lockdown or gathering order. So for me, and then let's look at even the security personnel that was deployed. They had tanks, not tanks, sorry, but they had, like, vehicle, they had
I
ammunition,
was surprised
even
though.
their kit up,
Hey,
their
it
dressing
was
was
so it's
ironed.
good looking
The
good.
blue
Hey,
was not faded, it was quite
uh-uh.
sparkling. Yeah. So, and then they had security, they had rapid response, they
Hmm.
had
They had things we have never seen before
what am
in
I
our
seeing
life,
before? I'm not sure if I saw military in particular, but I'm saying if we approach Sambisa with
like
this
this.
I don't mind.
force, I'm sure by now we'll have defeated Boko Haram. So for me, I just feel like, our government has what it takes. Yes, yes, we say they may seem foolish sometimes, but I don't think they're foolish. They know
No,
what they are doing.
They know
Is
what they're doing.
once you
Yeah.
approach, because even this LCC now, for example, there's rumor that LCC, that Tinubu is a part owner somehow behind the scene,
Yeah.
allegedly. Alleged. I'm not like Israel DFW. Alleged, yo. I didn't say you're the one, no. Okay. So I don't have lawyer. So
I swear.
so, so there seems to be political interest in the Lekki Toll Gate concession company, you know, c- coming back to work, getting their income and their funds back. So for me, is when their interests are targeted, right? They
Mm,
spring up, because we took them by surprise that first time. They won't let it
yes,
happen the
but
second
now they
time.
are
So
ready.
now they are ready for you any way you want to approach it.
Yeah.
But Fowl said something in his one of his tweets. He was like, you know, you don't want your people to get to a point where they're like, come and kill all of us.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because from a number perspective, you can't outnumber, like, because
Yeah. You can't cover
we've been saying
people.
that our security forces are maybe like what, like maybe 100,000 if a bad,
Mm.
right? Let's
yes,
let's add army, maybe let me say worst case scenario, maybe 500,000 people are in our security forces, right?
mm,
And of
Mm.
that 500,000, we know police work is just within anything for the boys.
they
So
tell you,
so
yeah.
of that 500,000, not many are really fully trained. Do you get what I'm saying? To even really combat in in an active situation. So we'll have 1,000,000 people turn on a country of almost 200 million people. Like, from a numbers game, it doesn't make sense. So at what point
Yeah.
is this government going to try a different app? Like, what would they have taken? And this is my same thing in the SARS thing, right? Hang one or two officers out to
That
dry
is
as
the
scapegoats.
thing.
Like, from an optic standpoint, hang one or two.
Hmm.
So even in this Lagos panel, why didn't you just try and convict
Reach
one or two
somewhere.
people?
Ah,
You get what I'm saying? Offer compensation, like, sure that this wasn't in vain. But it seems like you are more concerned about protecting that because that Lekki Toll Gate company's interests. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Lekki Toll Gate company is one entity in Lagos. They're
Mm-hmm.
almost 20 million or more Lagosians. Why don't their own interests count?
see, do you know this thing makes you wonder how? I don't know whether it is money, greed, power, what the is drunkenness in power, because it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing as we think that Nigeria doesn't have data of their people.
Mm.
Meanwhile, immediately after that October, the first NSAS project
Yeah,
was finished, CBN suddenly knew everybody's
that's
account that
true.
was part of it by just looking at their faces and
Even
maybe their Instagram.
immigration knew whose passport to
Yeah.
You understand,
to
to seize
block.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then pam pam pam, I'm like, oh, so you guys have data.
They
Meanwhile,
have the tools,
In
everything,
fact,
but they don't.
let me even go one step further. For those, because the initial noise was about those who were traveling and then they got stopped at the airport, right?
airports,
I
yes.
remember reading a story recently where one lady found out that she was on the blacklist when she went to renew her passports.
Can you
So
imagine?
see
Mm.
all the data that has been collected
From
and
yes.
put in the system, so that all angles you are being
Will be
tracked now.
yes. So if they have that ability, if they have the ability, as you've said, Olori, to put police force there before these people, protesters come, So what makes you not have the ability when a common question of who are the SARS people that killed this person? Was it correct? Was it not? I mean, we have so many lawyers in Nigeria. We have so many.
Mhm.
Carry the case to court, fight it, and whoever is wrong. That is why I wonder, what are these police people giving? Because in my own opinion, is the police, the NSAS, the SARS guys, are they minister and senator sons? What is it? Because
Thank you.
normally we will say that it is when you're a child of a big person, that is why they are trying to cover up. But on a normal day in Nigeria, if you're nobody, as they call most normal human beings in Nigeria that are not in politics, if you're nobody, they will use you as scapegoat. So
Yeah.
why is it that this police or this SARS one is so deep that it's
Let me
better
help you
for
out.
them to go round in circles and
My
block?
sister had a theory that, with blackmail, right?
Yes.
If you blackmail me and I pay the first time, you can come back again, right?
Okay.
And say, okay, I,
Mm.
I need more. But if I checkmate you on the first,
Cannot come again.
you would think twice
You
before
won't
Yeah.
come
coming.
back.
Yeah. So I think that's what this is that, because if we win on NSAS, like my dear, there are so many
Mm,
other, you know, f-
things we can come out with.
factors that we have to
Yeah.
complain about, right? I
Mm.
know the and I'm a bit biased on the electricity issue, but basically they've increased tariffs, right, to make it cost reflective for the discos, right? But
Mm.
many Nigerians are complaining that it's too high, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Fuel subsidy has been removed. Yes, NDDC money, we don't know what
It's
happened to
still
that,
pending. Yeah.
spend. Did you get what I'm saying? Our refineries that have been in maintenance, I think since 2000 or 1999 or something to that effect. And I'm sure there's a budget line every year for the maintenance work that has
Yeah.
still not been done, almost 20 years gone, right?
Hmm.
We have so many, or even holding your own leaders accountable. That that Desmond last year or last 2 years, yes, was commissioning toilets, public
Mm.
toilets, and felt good about himself. So it's
Oh,
if
God.
if they allow these NSAS to go, it can open so
A
many
can of
other.
worms.
So
That
that
is
Yeah.
it.
so they want to checkmate you properly,
And
like
I
uh, like
think
like our sister from Imo was saying, that it's fear. Once they checkmate you, you know, then you will not come back.
yes, I think the bottom line, as well as checkmating you, is that kind of thing of who do you think you are? Common youth.
Mm.
Is there's that kind of, because in Nigeria a
You
lot of
don't
times,
regard us.
yes, they always have this seniority, whatever,
Yeah.
should I say, complex, that is like, who do you think you are? Am I your mate?
What do you know?
Talking to me anyhow. What do you know?
Yeah.
You understand? So they are using that mentality as well to attack. It's just sad. So in all we have said now, the bottom line is, it's not as if these leaders that we have in Nigeria, they don't have sense. So they just have sense to
Yeah.
do the
Just
bad
choose not
thing.
to.
That is it.
Yeah.
And collect money for themselves and make sure that they
Yeah.
live, because if you don't leave the country where the poverty is much in
Mm-hmm.
the land, who will you use to be doing rubbish campaign and rubbish
Exactly.
prize giving?
Right. Right.
That
Right.
is it.
Mm.
And then one of
Oh.
this, and these protests have gone, or there's not a tribal angle, and I want us to kind of visit that, because
Hmm.
I think that while we try to say, and this is just me being, in my opinion, honest, right?
Mm.
When we try to say, well, one Nigeria, let's not let tribal sentiments, come into the
Mm.
discourse. It's hard to do that when the facts in your face are, glaring, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So, for example, the comparisons have been that unarmed protesters have been attacked this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Whereas the criminal elements in the herdsmen community or Boko Haramists are being given
Yeah.
reform and rehabilitation and even funds to get their life back on track. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, why are we taking maybe a
Different
more
approach.
mental health approach, let's put it that way, to the Boko Haramists or the nothing criminal elements? But when it comes to other people, whether it's the IPOB people or unarmed protesters, but when there's a sudden element to which we now want to go on a more forceful um approach. And I also how that the president has seemed to be very biased towards the north, whether through its appointments or things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can. I think denying the tribal element, I think, is part of the problem, because you're asking someone to deny what is a reality, if that makes sense. So yes, in Lagos we're all together, we're all fighting, one accord, but like there is a tribal element in how things are being handled from a government. Or do you disagree? Because they would also reference that the Niger Delta militants were also given amnesty, like some of the Boko Haramists were given as well.
Mm.
Wait, because I'm trying to remember the Niger Delta amnesty. What did we have a Hausa, or was it Jonathan's time?
It was good luck. It was good luck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So like if it was a Hausa person, would they have given the amnesty? Because I feel like they put good
That's a
luck
fair
there
point.
to kind of pacify them to an extent.
Yes,
And this
yes.
whole thing of one Nigeria, I mean, if you've lived, for some of us, our parents that lived through the Biafran War or have lived as old as Nigeria gained independence, you know that it is rubbish. It is like there's nothing like one Nigeria, unfortunately. But our own, I think our generation, we're trying to kind of build the nation together. But the thing is, we cannot do much because the ogas at the top are still there and they're still doing what they're supposed to do. So,
I'm
like
playing
for me,
on
I
the
just
tribal sentiments
yeah,
too.
on the tribal
Exactly.
exactly. So it's like you're not
Yeah.
giving, like if we had half the opportunity that the Northerners have, half the money that they get in funding from. I mean, I know Bill Gates is always funding the North, and of course people have their conspiracy theories. I'm not going to, not going to get into it, but anyways, if other parts of Nigeria had half the funding, and if we had more people from other parts other than the North leading or ruling Nigeria, me personally, I don't think our country would be the way it is now. That's my own thing, Sha. But I don't know.
But what I want to detach from though is I think that there's a difference between a tribalist and someone from the north, right? Like I'll take, like, Buhari seems to be a tribalist, right? In his posture, in how he has handled things, he seems to be a tribalist. Like I'm a northern man before I am a Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
I think that if we had someone like Lamido like now, I think
Okay.
that
Yeah.
guy has come out or has been seen to be very controversial. I know
Mm.
when he was, tackling Aunty Ngozi and Good Luck, everybody was like, yes, 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 good, good, good.
Mm.
But it has come out to be now that many of his figures were not. He wasn't able to substantiate, many of those figures that he
Yeah.
was calling out, right? So be that as it may, though, right, he seemed to be one that was able to pull himself out of the what I call the northern culture and traditions of the, like, because he was like, don't have a kid and plan to put them in the Almajiri system. You are meant
Yeah.
to have a kid that you can take care of.
Yeah,
As
but
in, you
see
get what
where
I'm
it has
saying?
ended up leaving him now.
Yeah, they
They
pushed him
have
out.
they have
Yeah,
pushed him out
yeah.
in a very categorical manner and just removed him. Mm.
Right. But I think if we had someone like that, he'll be able to understand maybe the northern sensitivity, but also apply what is a common solution
Fair.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to make that distinction. I think that like Nnamdi Kanu now, for example, if Nnamdi Kanu becomes president, tomorrow, right, he will be an out and out tribalist. The north
Yes.
may be destroyed for
Mm.
the now he may solve the Boko Haram problem because he doesn't have any personal a link, so he won't have any issue dropping a bomb on Sambisa
Yeah.
and calling it a day, right? But would the Igbo side now get unfair, share of resources
Treatment.
because
Mm-hmm.
exactly now a Peter Obi, for example, I think he will be more equitable in how he distributes. So I think
Yeah.
is do we get, it's not so much about having Yoruba has is it a tribalist
Yeah.
or is it not a tribal? That's where I think the crux of the issue. Um,
Yeah.
because I would argue that I don't think Goodluck was a tribalist. I would argue that.
Yeah. I don't think so.
You see, the issue with Nigeria, I believe that this tribalism is deep rooted. It's so
Yeah.
deep rooted to the point where common sensible things is
Mm.
you like it is so deep rooted, like even though I know if you talked about even our own generation trying to do unity, all these
Yeah.
things, I believe it is in like a fraction, like a quarter of maybe people who have now become exposed to what social media,
Mm.
education and everything. By the time you go to some certain level of people, in
Yeah,
that
true.
same country, who are the same age bracket as we are, they are still that kind of na Igbo man, no, na this, na that. You understand?
It's
So
true.
there is, and that is what, as we have all said, that is what these politicians, they use it so much. It
Yeah,
is
the tool.
so badly used that people now forget. Like, I think first of all, most people will come out, and if you see your brother, the first thing you think of is to
Mm,
help your brother, right? So that
yeah.
happens everywhere in the world, right?
Right.
Mm,
But then the where it gets bad in Nigeria is that you're helping your brother when you
do
know your
something.
brother,
Yeah,
when you
doing
know your
wrong.
brother is not capable of doing the job you're giving him to do,
Yep.
and you're not now giving the job to somebody who is capable, who is not your brother. That's where it gets bad. So the issue I have is that people are so bent, and people have beliefs. The belief systems is now a culture. Is that kind of belief that many years ago, if a somebody from Akwa Ibom wants to marry somebody from a Yoruba person, they say,
Mm,
who is that? Or somebody from,
yeah,
like, it's so deep. Even till now, it's like, where is
yeah,
it coming from?
definitely.
They said that those
Mm.
people are, and I believe is ignorance, and it is a, what do you call it? It is a propaganda by these people who do. Because if you don't have these tribalism things, how will you tell the Northerners not to vote for somebody else? How will you tell
Think
the
my thing
South?
is tribalism should not even have a place when it comes to like politics. That's what I think. I mean, it can have a
Yes,
place in our personal lives, but it's like give the if you can. My own is your track record should speak for you. It shouldn't be if your house are Yoruba Igbo. If this person
exactly.
did like this, it's like Igbo people fighting for presidency, and it's like, look, you guys, Igbo states, with all due respect, are like the
What
worst
have you
states in
done?
Nigeria. What have you done?
Exactly.
You get, so nobody's like, even an Igbo person will not vote for you because it's like, look, I remember when Oji Kalu was trying to, and people from Abia were like, "Oh God, go and sit
Mm.
down. Like, what do you think you're doing?
That
Like,
is
you've
the
not,
thing.
you've yeah." So for me, it's, I think tribalism, yes, maybe in personal lives or whatever. But I think if when it comes to politics and governance, it shouldn't. And I don't know. African countries, I think that's like a big problem
It's
in
so
most African countries
massive.
because
It's
it's like, oh, this
massive.
tribe, it's like this tribe is in charge. We can't let any other tribe. And it's like, are they doing the job? It's not a
That
matter
is
of
the
this person is in
problem.
charge. So
But can
that's
I
just
play
me.
devil's advocate there a little bit there? Because to me, I think that the reason why we latch on to tribalism so much is because of, but I say a lack of trust. So I'll give an example, right? The
Mm,
reason why the Niger Delta, I don't think they had any hope of getting any
mm,
presidents. I don't think that
Mm,
was on their radar. And as
mm,
as a minority in the South, right? I think it's the idea that since our brother came there, like
mm.
mm,
let's get what we
Let him
can
help
get.
us. Yes.
Yeah, because once the baton goes to a new zone, we cannot
yeah.
guarantee. And so that rotational formula is what allows there to be peace in Nigeria. Right, we're going different.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because I
mm-hmm.
can't trust, because now that Barry is doing his own now, but like, okay, let's fight that he come back to the south so that us to
Yeah.
will eat and, and
Yeah.
and be okay. So to me, I think that lack of trust, I think, is part of the reason why it has to keep going. Why tribe is such a big thing, because I cannot trust that if a my non-tribe person goes in there, that I'll be better off. Like
Mm,
my biggest chance is, so even as you're claiming Oji Uzokalo now, right?
Yeah.
Many Igbos still feel like, yes, he may not be great, but our biggest chance of getting maybe more funding flowing our way or something is if
yeah.
Oji is there, because Buhari is not giving us any hope. So for me, I think that lack of trust, I think is part of the problem.
But let me see, because I've seen interviews like when maybe channels or not, like NT is not a news system, but when like
Wow.
people like channels or AIT when AIT when they interview people like, and they go deep inside and they're like, look, my brother, anybody that will just make sure that my life is good, that's who should be in government. So I think people are tired because this she is zoning. I think it's zoning they call it, where you
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
from one. Zoning has not, that's what somebody was saying, like zoning has not, we've been doing zoning for how many years? Like, let them, I don't know if it's in the constitution or what, but people are tired of just bad leaders. People, I think most Nigerian, I mean, that's why I said tribalism has a place in our personal lives. Like, oh, you're from Anambra, you can marry someone from Akwa Ibom. But I think when it comes to governance, the citizens of the country are actually tired of, oh, he's my brother. Like the citizens are actually suffering, not because even with Niger Delta and even with like this, let me use the Igbos as an example. if somebody, I remember, well, like let me use Oji as an example. So Oji goes there, and Igbo people are like, oh, he's Igbo, so he's going to do this for our land, kiniko kiniko. But it's like it's not benefiting the people. It's benefiting maybe one chief in one village. Do you get
That
what I'm
is
saying?
the
And people are
problem.
tired of that because it's the same thing in Niger Delta. They pump Nigerian government has pumped so much money into the Niger Delta region. And it's like the people of the villages are like, look, our chiefs are keeping the money. Like the money is not
Mm.
circulating. So what's my business? Like just put somebody there that will make sure that the people they are giving this money to are actually
We'll
using it
pass
for the
it
right
down.
thing. So it's
Yeah.
like I think most Nigerians these days, like even
But
an
are
Igbo
they
man,
really tired
yes,
though?
they are. You should,
No,
if you watch
because
Because
the news,
the reason why
if you
I
watch the news
ask
in
is
Nigeria,
because no, because the reason why I ask this is because if you remember one time, one king of one dead place in Bayelsa, one king of one zone in Bayelsa, was
respect,
fighting
please.
for Bayelsa one of was fighting for his kingship to be recognized in the constitution because right now it's
Mm,
not covered. And for me, I think that those village or tribal leaders help to
mm,
keep the people pacified. So yes, they may feel like you've not done anything for us, but come
mm,
election time, that local level of leadership,
it's very
right,
important.
would reinforce
mm,
the fact that it's our guy, yo. That if you think you're
mm.
suffering now, wait for your own guys to not be there first
Mm.
and see how bad it will be. So to me, they help to reinforce that, yes, it's bad though. I'm not disagreeing with you, but have you seen how bad it will be if your guy is not there?
Mm.
That is what they help to, to
But you
reinforce.
know, the people that they send out for these elections, or the people that they bribe with money, there's still not a majority of the people that are
That
actually living, like they are in the minority because the money does not flow to everybody.
do
No,
you
So
but
it's
know
it's
the
like,
like
thing?
MLM scheme, right? You have bribed me, the chief,
Hmm.
right? I know what my people need. Maybe if I build one borehole, they will be happy.
mm,
So
mm,
all you need to do is bribe me, right? I will build the one borehole to make them happy for the next 6 months, right?
You
By then you're
that
already elected.
Do you know the issue? The issue is with all this you're saying, Olori, is that it's just initial gaga. It doesn't last long.
yeah,
It
Yes,
yeah,
doesn't last
yes,
long, which is what
yes.
causes the problem. So you can say, okay, yeah, this one will come is our brother, blah 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 blah. It's just like how they give you rice during election. You will
Thank
eat
you.
that
yeah,
rice, the rice will finish. What's next?
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that is where the issue lies, which is why it's better for us to just is and it's not everybody that can do that because the tribalism is so bad that a lot of people would at least go with their own person instead of going with the person that can do the
And
job because the issue
but if you check this good, I remember when Good Luck and Buhari, because I'm not going to lie, as much as I dislike Buhari, I actually like I was Team Buhari when Jonathan was there, and
yes
so
exactly
a
me
lot of
too
Nigeria, that for me, I feel like that was apart from the fact that we know they counted underage girls in the north for, for election, but a lot of people were like team, like we're going for Jonathan. Some people, even I know in the southeast, as the
yes
Igbos, I
yes
know they had to bribe people to go and vote for Jonathan because people were like, look, we're done with Jonathan. Buhari, let's
mm,
bring Buhari. And some people were like, you guys forgot Buhari, or this guy is a mad person, don't vote for him. But people were like, look, we don't want, whether Hausa or whether, we just don't want Jonathan because Jonathan has, he seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. So I feel like the grassroots, they know what they want. But again, poverty, people will still go.
Mm.
You give them bag of rice, they will go
they'll
and sell their
go, that
children.
is
Because
it.
people
You give
sell, you
them
get people will,
500 naira
exactly.
It's the
But like,
immediate need. Is
is
the
the
that
immediate need.
exactly.
is the
So
And
immediate
like
that
need.
that,
and these
because many
politicians
people
want to keep you there so that you
use
will always
exactly.
Exactly.
be in perpetual poverty so that they can be
Exactly.
doing all this rubbish. Now the
Yeah.
people they were dealing with Lekki Toll Gate now, for example, they have other means of livelihood. So you
Mm-hmm.
cannot come and say, oh, like Renu now, that is why she's not collecting sitting allowance because she's like I'm beyond this kind of bribery. Do you understand that kind of thing? But if it was somebody else, they'll collect, keep quiet, and then move on.
Yeah.
So that is why they have to attack by in the night, coming to allegedly shoot people. I be coming to shoot. I'm never going to say allegedly. I beg forget
Yeah.
that thing.
We don't
Coming
have
to shoot
lawyer.
people
We don't have lawyer. Please,
because
please.
in the end, the
My lord,
bottom
may I please?
in the end, the bottom line is they are not being fair to people in Lagos that have evidence and case that are
Yeah.
not being heard. It's as simple as that. Meanwhile, a headsman that has gone to go and kill a whole
Like,
village is still there collecting mental money. It's not
Mental
right now.
health
It's not
payments.
right. It's not right. And so what do you expect? The country will keep on dividing, unfortunately.
yeah.
Well,
No,
on
that's
that
not
note,
fun.
let's just say one love Nigeria in the spirit
One love,
of
oh. Mm.
Valentine's.
Yeah.
Valentine.
It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming. Nigeria, where is your
But
boyfriend?
ladies, toodles.
Bye.